Actually, when you want to do histogram, actually there's another function. So in other words, you don't have to do like like POT. There are other ways to do histogram and scatter plot. But here, basically, I try to make them all the same by using the POTs because you see, the keyword here is POT. It's because I think this, for one thing, this is commonly used, the matplotlib package. For the other thing is because I know this is an intro for Python to you. I don't want to make you feel very confused, with different, packages. So that's why I only use POT. But in the future, when you learn Python by yourself, you will realize, there are many other packages that allows you to do different plots. But here I only want to show you the one approach. And again, I also try my best to show you both Python and R, so that you can link both and see how similar they are. Actually, for many stuff, their code are very, very much similar. Okay, I'll skip the count and I'll be basically closing today's bootcamp with median and the standard deviation. Because median and standard deviation, basically they represent the central tendency, how you can actually calculate the central tendency and also the variability of your data. So basically this bootcamp for Python, I try to teach you how to run those basic descriptive analysis with Python. We can run this fast because you already took the stats class. So otherwise we really cannot cover so much material, so many materials today. So anyway, so let's see how to do the median. With me, if you want to get me, you can find it online, but it's going to be similar. Okay, so again, the very first step, because we need to read the data frame into Python, so that's why we still need pandas. And then in this case, we are gonna use the auto_mpg dataset. So if you copy and paste the code there, and then again, you want to make sure you have that dataset on desktop. Okay, once you have that and then you execute the code, then you'll have that data set inside your Jupyter notebook. And again, here you can do the info so that you can see what's going on inside the data set. Okay, here it's really super easy to get the median. So here you just use this code. Then you can get a median. So basically what this tells you is that, okay, because previously you define the data frame as df, right? That's the data frame you name inside Python. And then you say, okay, I want to use the df data set, but you have to let Python know which variable you want to calculate, use to calculate a median. So you say, okay, I want the mpg variable. So now you see what the square bracket does. It does in this context that you try to define which variable you want to use. So I want to calculate the mpg variable inside the df, and then you say, okay, which function I want to apply? I want to use the median function. So once you've done this, then you get the median. Does that make sense? So in Python, whenever you want to use those functions pretty much always comes after the data set name. But that's not the case in R. R, you say which function you want to use and you put the data set inside that function. So you see the difference. So this is very straightforward. And of course, there are other packages allow you to get pretty much the comprehensive descriptive statistics in Python. But here, I only teach you, what if you want to get just one statistics, one type of statistics. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is standard deviation. So this is how you can actually get a spread of the data set. So again, we are using the same data set, but not quite the same, because in this case, you say it's auto dash MPG. The previous one is auto underscore MPG. You see the difference? Okay, the reason I include, they are the same data set, but the reason I use two different names is just because I want to show you, here actually, even if you have dash or different kind of symbols, you still can use those symbols as the data set name and do the importation. So okay, so if you have that data set and if you execute the code, then you should be able to read the data into Python. And again, if you want to get a rough idea of what kind of variables inside the data set without printing the complete table, then you can use the import function. And then next, you can say, okay, I want to compute. Actually, this is how you can actually compute the mean. So you can say, okay, I want to compute the mean and also the standard deviation. So this is how you actually can do it. So you save different results in different objects. So you say df, and the way how you actually can calculate the mean is the mean function, and for standard deviation is STD. As it's a standard way to summarize standard deviation. And in this case, I also want to filter because I say global mean. That means when you include all the countries in that data set. But what if you say you are only interested in one country, for example, the United States? Then again, you can say you want to define or select the observation you want. So basically, we are filtering the data set here by looking at those countries. By looking at US, but the country information is from the origin column. So in this case, you say I only want data from US, and then next you can say, okay, I want to define or to find the mean and standard deviation from US. And once you've done that, then you can print out the results. But here, basically we are trying to see the difference between the United States, then basically everybody inside that data set, including US. So you see, you use the US mean minus global mean to get the mean difference. And you can also calculate the difference for standard deviation by by basically doing the subtraction between those two objects, and then you can show the results here. So basically, the way how you can actually calculate mean and standard deviation is actually fairly straightforward. Just use the mean function and also the STD function. Unfortunately, we don't have too much time to really discuss the details. But at least I think today I think you guys know how to make the code work. At least you can keep you can make your Python works, and also also, one thing is that a lot of courses on Coursera and also different platforms, they also use Jupyter Notebook. So basically, I think this is this will set a foundation for you for if you really want to learn more about Python in the future, because Jupyter Notebook is now commonly used by a lot of universities. So I hope this is a good start for you, and if you do want to learn more about Python. So if you have any questions, you are still welcome to ask me. Because we will still have another lab, another session next week. But there are really a lot of things you could learn from Python. So yeah, so this is just a very brief start. But anyway, just let me know if you have any questions.
Where is our work saved now? Is it in the desktop folder?
Oh, you mean your files?
Yeah, file.
Yes, because remember, if you did set up your the basically if you like here I set up the working space on desktop. So now everything basically they are on desktop. So here you see the untitled IPYNB. That's the
log file.
Yeah, that's actually the file. Okay, so if you have this file, then if you close Jupyter Notebook, next time if you open up this one, then basically it contains all the procedures you did. Yeah, yeah. So in this case, I saved those on desktop, and notice that there's actually another folder actually contains the same thing. So so it depends on where you actually set up your working space. I always encourage you as a beginner to set up your working space on desktop, because that's the most obvious place you can find those files. Okay, so so again, just let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, next week we'll be talking about how to use R to deal with big data.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you
so much. Congratulations. You are the first one really attending this boot camp. I hope everyone receives some knowledge. Yes? Yeah. We will make improvement. This is, you just have to let us know how to make it more functional, more useful, and to really prepare for you. Also, I would like to make some announcement. I really appreciate a lot of students that pay you $50 deposit. That means you really committed. All right, and at the end, IPN office will issue a certificate, okay, about this. This is an honor in your life, your career. I don't know, will be helpful for your job searching or something, but we will do that. But we do know some students that actually, in the very beginning, they already told us actually they couldn't make 5 sessions here, but we still allow them to come. The reason is, if they don't join us, they may not have a chance because they might, graduate at the end of December. So we say, okay, come. So you will see some students come and go, right? Another is IPN 21. We have 2 students out here. Actually, we're not open for IPN 21. So these 2 actually as assistants. So if you need some help, because both are very diligent and working hard, and Paul is making all the tape. So you always catch up with 2 of them, besides Jimmy. All right, congratulations, you made it today. All right.